Good morning, student. This is Vasu Amit Banchor, your happy teacher. Welcome to online classes session 2020-21. So, student, today we'll learn about some softwares, system software, types of software, system software, application software. Uh, Computer is a machine that works on data according to the instructions given by the user. This set of instruction is called a software. That students that you are giving the instructions computer and instructions that you are giving by input device, the helper input device, this is known as a this instruction set of instruction is known as software. And computer being an electronic machine understands by only binary language or machine language which has only two symbols 0 and 1. So while giving the instructions, that instructions cover computer read as a format of binary digits, binary language, and this language indicates two symbols only 0 and 1. 0 represent off and 1 represent on in terms of electric circuitry. Machine language is a low level language which is directly understood by the machine but it is not by the user easily. So after processing the instructions, the machine language converts to easy language and send the output to the send the output in output device that the user will read or understand the output easily. So over the past few decades, various high level languages have evolved which are similar to our spoken languages and thus easily written and understood by us. For example, C++, Java, Python, etc. These are the some easy written languages, software that is written and understood by us very easily, that is written and understood by us. These high level languages HLL are converted to the machine language so that computer can understand the instructions. Compiler and interpreter are two converters which serve the purpose. Then here that we are giving the instruction software is high level language and machine language, and this high level language converts the machine language and then machine language do the processing and then after send and convert again the HLL high level language and then send back the output as a result. And compiler and interpreter are the converters which serve this purpose, means source code and object codes. Here the structure of a command in computer language has followed the rules of the language which is called syntax. A compiler and interpreter checks the syntax of the command. If it found correct, converts it into machine language. And a set of instructions written in HLL is called source code, and the set of instructions when converted to machine language is called an object code. So here, what do you mean by interpreter and compiler? Interpreter and compiler, that we are having a softwares, programming languages. We are having C, C++, Java, Python. These are the programming languages, and these programming languages we are having one code checker. Code checker means the interpreter and compiler first, before execution of our program, both were check the code in their different formats, and then if any error is there, that time they were giving the error according to the line, according to the error where the error is found, that line is shown as the bottom, and then user have to check the error, correct the error, and then afterwards if the interpreter and compiler not found any error in the code, then after it execute the program and then show the output. Like this our interpreter and compiler in use. A compiler or syntax checks the syntax of the command. If correct, then convert it machine language. So if we are giving the instructions, suppose we are writing any program we are writing, and that program that we are writing is high level language, and after this we have to convert this language into machine language. So before converting this to machine language, interpreter and compiler first find out the errors. If any error is not there, so after this the the interpreter or compiler send to convert it into the machine language, and if it goes to machine language, then by processing at the time of machine conversion of machine language, after conversion of machine language, our program will process, and then afterwards it shows the output. Then the set of instructions written in HLL, that we are writing the code. What we are writing the code, this code is known as source code, and the set of instructions when converted to machine language. After writing the source code, when it compiles or interprets, then it converts into machine language. That machine language is called a object code. Then the process of converting source code to object code is called a compilation. So here compilation is both compiler and interpreter, and when the source code is changed to object code, and this is called a compilation. Now come to the types of software. Computer software can be classified into two general categories: system software and application software. System software means a set of files or programs that help in operating the computer hardware and software is called a system software. These are generally low-level programs that interact with the computer at a very basic level. So nowadays or the system software helps to operate both hardware and software. So with the help of this hardware and software, we can able to access our computer, and listen that every hardware is having a software. Without software, that hardware will not work. If you connect the hardware, any peripheral device, to your CPU, or that CPU or that peripheral device is not having the device driver that CPU is not having, then your peripheral device which you had connected to CPU, that will not work. The system software can further be classified into following categories: operating system, language processor, utility programs, device drivers. Now come to the operating system. Let us first learn about the most important system software, which is operating system. Without this, we are not able to operate a computer. An operating system is a software that provides a user-friendly interface between the user and the machine. Thus, an operating system helps the computer in understanding our commands. Example of operating systems are MS Windows, Unix, Linux. These are the example of operating system. Then, what is the role of operating system? Operating system or resource manager. The operating system deals with many resources like the processor, memory, files, peripheral devices, etc. In a multi-user system where many processes are waiting to use these resources, it is the operating system which manages such resources. The role of function of an operating system are, means that operating system, suppose we are in desktop, we are sitting in the desktop and doing some work, and that time we have to open some different windows softwares, or if you want to hear the music, if you want to do some another way of playing games, these are the multitasking way. And then this, while opening the software, clicking on any icon, that that gives the message to the operating system to open that particular icon which we have clicked, twice click to open, that it gives to the processing unit, and then processing unit will process and open that window. Like this it works. And how it works, that process management, memory management, file management, and device management are there in the operating system. Processor management means many processes simultaneously wait for the processor. The operating system decides which process has to be allocated for processor first and how much time. Means here that we are giving the instructions, one by one, and then the processing unit will decide. Then the operating system processor will devise which instructions came first, and that instructions we have to processing first and then send the output. Then again the second instructions came, then second instructions after processing the have to send the output to the output device. Like this it process. Some operating system might use first come first serve, means that processing that the instructions came first, then that instructions process will be doing first here, and then afterwards the second one. Then memory management. The processes and tasks are allocated memory by the operating system, and the memory deallocated, that is taken back from the process once their time is over. Memory management means at the time of processing we have to use the memory, and we have to allocate the task, to have to allocate the task or instructions at that time we want the memory, and after instructions or after processing after the process done, afterwards the processor will be go back to the memory management. Then file management. Data is stored in file in the secondary memory. The storage and retrieval of data in file is managed by the operating system. That we are storing our data in the secondary memory, and then storage and retrieval of data from the primary memory. Here this operating system will manage how to send and how to retrieve the data. Then device management. The services of input and output device are required by some process during the execution. These devices are allocated and deallocated optimally by the operating system. These are the device management that the operating system help to give the input and output devices required the processing at the time of execution. Then the operating system is able to perform this function with the help of its components, which is explained below. Then components of operating systems are kernel, shell, additional components. Then what is kernel? The most important and central part of operating system is called kernel, because it manages the hardware of computer, the CPU time, allotment of memory. This all the kernel manages at a time. Then hardware of computer means if the process requests for a device, the kernels allow the device driver to initiate the request. It helps the device driver to initiate the request. Suppose you had given any instructions or any request you are giving for device, then it works. Then CPU time. In a multi-user or multitasking environment, the kernel decides when a process has to be allotted CPU time and how much time. Suppose we are giving instructions one by one at the time CPU time, the kernel will decide which one will go first for the processing, and then it holds all the tasks at a queue, and one by one it sends the instructions for processing. Then allotment of memory. Kernel is also responsible for the allocation and deallocation of memory to different processes. So kernel will decide the allotment of memory here. Then cell. The cell is the actual interface between the user and the machine. When the user requests for a service, the shell checks the request and pass it on to the kernel. Cell generally use command line interface or graphic line interface depending on the types of working platform. So this cell is the interface between the user and the machine. Then additional components that you are having. Operating system requires data to be stored and accessed from files which are stored on disk. These are the additional components. And for managing and storing, the operating system use file system, software, device drivers. This how to manage the different softwares, device drivers in operating system. Then come to the language processor. These are designed to perform tasks of processing source code to machine code. These are compilers, interpreters, and assemblers are the example of language processor. Assembler is software that converts instructions written in low-level symbolic code into machine language. Compiler and interpreter convert high-level language instruction into machine language. So come to the language processor means changing the high-level language into machine language. Then interpreter is a software that converts source code into object code, one line at a time. As soon as line of code is interrupted, the error encounter are displayed on the screen. The next line of the code is not interpreted till the error from the previous line are removed. The whole process of line by line object code generations is repeated every time the source code is executed. This process is very time consuming. Another disadvantages of using this interpreter is that it has to be stored in the main memory till the conversion from source code to object code takes place. So interpreter helps to check the code, that program code we had written. That interpreter helps, and interpreter checks line wise. If we had written 15 line code, so interpreter checks one by one. Interpreter checks the line number 1. Then if any error is there in the line number 1, then interpreter breaks here, and when the user will check out the error and clear the error on that time. Then again the interpreter come to the second line, otherwise interpreter will be there in the first line till the code till the code will not check, till the code is not corrected. And these are the disadvantages of interpreter, that if the one line wise it is checking. And one disadvantage is that the after the conversion of source code to object code, it takes the main memory storage, it is storage place it takes. Then compiler is software which also converts source code into compiler code, but the whole program is converted in one object at a time. After that, even the source program and compiler are removed from the main memory, we can execute the object code and get the result. The executable code can be kept on the disk, can be reused, and when the required compiler are fast interpreter and are more popular. So what is the use of compiler? If we had written the 15 line code, that the compiler check all the 15 line code and then send the error to the user. Then afterwards the user will correct the error, and at that time after execute it comes from the main memory, and where that you had sent the code in any disk or any other peripheral devices or any storage devices, there it will execute, and compiler are faster than the interpreter. Here the interpreter and compiler differences is given here. So these differences you have to write in your notebook. And then come to the utility program. Utility program, the programs that run along with operating system to provide added capabilities are called utility programs. They are they also assist the computer in its smooth working. Some of the utility software with their functions are: what do you mean by utility program? The program run along with the operating system to added some capabilities using the utility program. And these are the antivirus, backup software, disk tools. Antivirus, that you are knowing, antivirus we have to install to scan the virus if any virus is there or not while using the internet in our computer. Then backup software, suppose sometimes if our hard disk crash or some virus came and you have to clean your all hard disk or clean your memory device, so that time before that you have to take the backup of your software, backup of your data. Then disk tools you are knowing, hard disk is a very important component of computer system. For its maintenance and manage, several software are used. Disk compressor creates more space on the disk by compressing the files. That if you are having a large amount of data, and data you have to send to by mail or by some, and there again the storage device is not having the space, so at that time you have to compress the data, and then you have to send the file or folder to the by mail or by in any storage device. Like this the disk tool work. Then device driver and file system. A device driver is a software that controls the device and also helps in communication between the device and the operating system. If the peripheral like printer, keyboard, mouse, memory devices, camera are to be installed on a computer, their device drivers needs to be present in the computer memory. Generally, operating system already have the common and but basic drivers installed. When we buy a device, it comes with a driver. Otherwise, most of the drivers can be downloaded from the